Gamers and ballers, what's going on? Welcome to Shots Fired Season 2, Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm so excited to have y'all with me. This has been a crazy season, and it's been absolutely dope. Shout out to Twitch, letting us do our thing. As you know, this is one of the hottest basketball talk shows that's going on right now. And according to some of these descriptions, it's hotter than Steph Curry's shot, which is amazing. Hotter than Steph Curry from the three. Hotter than Steph Curry from that arc, because this NBA players has been insane. Before we get started with the show, gotta give shout outs to everybody that's there on Twitch. Thank you so much for coming through. BMW is already in the chat. What's going on? My people on TikTok, we are going live in TikTok as well. We got Bradley Wilson 757. I see you coming through. Yo, I see everyone else coming on. That's going on. I see Fade 37F was good. Get that shout out. We got Randall White Taker Jr. and then IFR2204. Appreciate you coming through. And of course, you Scotty Elite, what's going on, my man or woman? I don't know who you are on YouTube, but you are a loyal customer. Shout out to Shots Fired fans. Thank you. And if you do want some Shots Fired merch, let me know. We got hoodies and t-shirts. As you can see, we're going to get a website very, very soon. And we got a great show for everyone. We got the one and only LeBron James, a.k.a. LeBarn James, okay? I'll make sure that coming out with Will Hartzell. He's going to be on our Town Overload. Also, we're going to have a little bit of breaking news because we got an NBA Coach of the Year. One the first time ever, unanimously wearing it, which I love it. He's wearing that Coach of the Year. Absolutely beautiful. Give it up to Mike Brown. Coming up from the Kings. And you know what the Kings, they have it shot. I mean, I don't know who my Sacramento friends are there, but you got a shot. Shout out to my man, Julian DeBub, one of the biggest Sacramento Kings fans I ever met, and he's excited for this season. And we got the two brothers that have been killing it in the Asian community, but also the Basque community and also the foodie community, which are the Fung Bros, my man, David, and also my brother, Andrew Fung, which is going to be awesome for the interview. And then we got a little FIBA story, which you already know. And the FIBA World Cup is here, and we're going to talk about that draw. So I see something right now coming through on Twitch. Let me know where you are watching from. You get a shout out. I got my people again. Joshua, what's up, Joshua? How you doing? Turtle Sandwich. What's good, Turtle Sandwich? This is my people on TikTok. They're going crazy. And of course, my people there on YouTube. My man, you can elite. This is great. All right. So anyway, before I further ado, it's your man, Vince Chang. I'm sorry, I didn't introduce myself. I apologize. But anyway, I'm your man right now. I'm going to be your host for today's show. It runs about an hour and 15. You know, we have a good time back and forth, but let's just get this on way. All right. As you already know, with Shots Fired, we got our first segment. It's called Town Overload, and I can't wait to show this guy. So let's check it out. So today's talent overload player, I mean, this man coming down from the south, and he may do what he had because this man lives on a barn, but he's a true baller. And you know what? Let's bring him right now. The dude coming up right here is no other than, oh no, that's my man. See, that's my other guy. But here's him. This man right here is Will Hartzell, aka LeBarn James. He comes from the countryside, plays basketball in a barn. He's not a typical basketball player, as you see in the U.S. I mean, look, I'm from up north. We make jokes about people from the country all the time. Like that boy from down south. He talk real slow. He don't know how to do with the big city life. But this man was raised on the farm, and I may make some jokes about him, but this man's game is no joke, okay? Look, say hello to, again, this guy, a.k.a. LeBarn James, but I like to call him Kevin Durant, all right? Redhead, farm-raised man with athletics that were manufactured from hard work and creativity and a crazy amount of ingenuity from his family. His job was to raise cows and help his family doing repairs on the farm. Now, his ranch is down in Mississippi. Now, during the lockdown, he tried, to play ball and try to make sure he gets his love, but he didn't know how to do it because, look, everything was closed. All the gyms were shut down, trying to prevent the infection and everything. So in his free time, he got to some productivity, making his own gym everywhere. Now, he did not mess around and, frankly, pretty stylish what he did. And you're seeing him doing, he's loving it. He took an average, about a couple hours a day to transform his grandfather's old farm into a giant gym, and he calls it Farm Hoops, which is insane. During the confinement, all the gyms were closed. So again, no possibility of playing basketball. But hey, look, he took and thought outside the box. He started building basketball shooting machines over the air. As you can see, a lot of workout. This guy made old nets and buckets, and he just did it so beautifully and stylishly. Besides that, with all this ingenuity, he's actually a very good basketball player and athlete in general, okay? And that's why they call him LeBarn James, or like I say, Kevin Durant. Now, And all he did was just start making so many sports machines, and he just made it in such an impressive way. I mean, the one thing I love about it is that he's also just full athlete and just really just wants to, spread positivity, but also get people to come to his ranch and work out. And the thing is that, as I said before, he is a dope player. I mean, he has crazy athleticism, and he, again, takes things to the next level. I mean, I love what this man is doing. And again, you saw the weight bench. He made a treadmill. He made a Roman chair. He made so many other different machines, and it was insane. Now, from an interview from Mike.com, Hartzell learned to make his inventions from basically taking his reality and put it into the real world from his grandfather and his family's within Mississippi Batesville farm. And then literally, he said his grandfather was the most innovative person he's ever met, like ever. Boom, became this. And at the end of the lockdown, it prevented him playing basketball once again, but then he just basically said, I'm gonna make my own gym. And as you see, he gets Division I basketball players to come down and actually work out with him. As you see, he's going viral all over, and he's so happy to build things in general. He thinks people think it's a joke, but it's his passion. And he wanted to get trainers to see him down in Mississippi because, he's been in the farm, there's not many people to see what he can do. But he thought, hey, why if I do this on social media, let people see what I can do? And guess what? This man did it. I mean, no, Will Hartzell, give you all the credit where credit's due. LeBarn James, Uncle Kevin Durant. I would love to come to Farm Hoops. I definitely want you to come on the show. But what you did was absolutely inspiring. I mean, look, a lot of people in the pandemic didn't know what to do. They just basically sat down and said, oh, I'm just going to sit down and do nothing. But no, he took it to the next level. And that's talent over for you. That's beyond talent. That's just you just being you and taking it to a level that I've never seen before. So shout out to that man, Will Hartzell. All right. So we know right now the NBA playoffs is going on. Right now, I want to know in the chat, who are you rooting for? Who are you rooting for? We got a lot of teams that have a chance to take it. It's not like one crazy team. Yeah, for a while, Golden State Warriors were that stronghold. Okay, the Boston Celtics, they're dope. But look, the Lakers still have a chance. The Kings really have a chance. Even my New York Knicks, I'm representing New York, they have a chance. I mean, let me know in the chat who you're rooting for in the NBA playoffs. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Mario1777. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And again, BMW said, what's up, Chang, man? How you feeling? We got more people. Mommy K, and also, I cannot pronounce that on TikTok. I do not want to embarrass myself, but I'm going to call you Jehun. Yeah, Jehun Hulan. Appreciate you. And Labby Girl 43, I see you, baby. What's going on? But okay, let's go. Let's go, Jimmy Buckets. Oh, Jimmy Butler. Oh, you talking about the Bulls? I gotta admit, Bulls have a shot too. I really think so. But the thing is that they gotta play a little bit more in sync. But hey, at the end of the day, this bracket is crazy. But I want to get to another segment of breaking news, and I am so impressed by this coach because he's basically making history all by himself. But right here, breaking news right here in Shot Fired. Let's check it out. Plays for the Heat now. Yeah, I keep thinking he's on the Bulls because I always look at the red. But he's playing the Heat right now. You got it, BMW. I appreciate you very much. But right now, breaking news is the one and only Mike Brown, unanimously voted Coach of the Year. And let's bring it up right now because, as you can see, we're in the middle of the playoffs, and at the moment, the Golden State Warriors are led by the Sacramento Kings. And is it surprising? Not really, okay? Now, we really know that De'Aaron Fox was elected the most clutch player of the year. And this is the first time anyone received this award. I mean, king of the fourth, master of the money time, hero of the tight ends. Choose the description you want. They all fit the clutch player of the season. And you also got people like, as we were talking about, Jimmy Butler, DeMar DeRozan, but De'Aaron Fox, he had a nice line of players, but big moments went to him. And he kept making it even better, but not in the playoffs. It's good. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in NBA history, let's give credit to this man right here, Mike Brown. The Kings head coach was voted Coach of the Year unanimously. Brown was previously the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, also Los Angeles Lakers, and most recently, he was assistant coach of the Golden State Warriors. You see there with Steve Kerr, but he was also head coach of the Nigerian national team. Most people don't know that. But the 53-year-old received the maximum number of votes from the panel, specialized journalists who placed him in first place with 500 points. Now, again, you got Mark Dagnall from the Oklahoma City Thunder, got 164 points. Also, Joe Mazzulla from Boston Celtics got 77 points. However, it's a largely deserved, as we know, because the Kings have not been in the playoffs since 2006. That's a long time. But it's not just De'Aaron Fox that's helping you, all right? You already know. But you took, a little getting used to the new cut. I mean, I got to admit, De'Aaron Fox always had that crazy hair, at the Kentucky. But now, as you can see, he's smooth. I mean, he's a clean-cut guy. I mean, Calipari, you did a good job because he's doing this thing right now. And a lot of things he's doing is incredible. I mean, his off-the-dribble game is crazy. And we have this man, Domantas Sabonis, which, again, we can talk about that green stomp from the other day. But no, we're going to save it for another day. We're going to talk about it. But no, sadly, third in the West, Sacramento has been one of the best offensive rating of all time. Basically hitting around 109.4 points scored on 100 possessions, which is insane. And also, this is the first time in 2009 in which he was getting away from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, took him 7 years to shadow, the one and only Steve Kerr. But for Brown to accept the challenge as head coach again for 2016-2002, to be exact, is insane. And you already know he's been working his tail off. And this is all about Brown. But again, as you know, De'Aaron Fox, there's a reason why Mr. Mike Brown is getting Coach of the Year. I mean, and also, this is Coach Brown's first year with the Kings. Y'all know this, right? And take him to the playoffs and also doing this thing against the Golden State Warriors. And oh boy, what a success. I mean, you're exploiting the full potential of De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, and it's a perfect management also between these two guys. I mean, it's just a 1-2 punch. And then you gotta give credit to one of the best six men, Malik Monk. I mean, come on, give me credit's due. And also, shout out one more time to Domantas Sabonis. I mean, he's leading rebounds this year with over 973, which is insane to me. Okay, and also, we got to shout out to, the predecessors of the Kings. I mean, now Mike Brown joins one of the legends, Coach Phil Johnson, and also Cotton Fitzsimmons, who also won Coach of the Year in 1974, 1975, and also 1978, 1979 seasons, respectively. So, look, Sacramento Kings has a crazy history, but now, oh my goodness. Hey, what's going on, Alan? I feel you. I see you in the chat. What's good? It's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good show. Oh, shout out my man Dylan Cruz. I see you right now on TikTok. What's going on? I'm giving you that shout out. I told you, if you message me on TikTok anywhere, you get a shout out. But right there, give it up to Mike Brown, winning Coach of the Year unanimously. I mean, what he's doing with that team is incredible. And I just want to right now reiterate, the Kings have a shot. I mean, right now it is 2-1. Golden State did win last night. That game, Steph Curry just went off. You ain't gonna stop Steph Curry when he's on like that. And you don't have Draymond Green, which was interesting. However, Andrew Wiggins, is still a problem. But now we're going back to Sacramento. 3-1 is going to be insane. I'm really interested of what's going to go on with that. I mean, I got to go back to Sacramento in the sense of, because if they win against the Golden State Warriors, I predict they can win the whole thing. That's what I think. If they can take out the Golden State Warriors, the Splash Bros and everything, I'll think they win the whole thing. And that's my own personal opinion. Anyone else? That's up to you. But I'm really liking their chances. And I know a lot of people say, Boston is really going to be strong. Phoenix Suns, with Durant and, Paul. And, it's good. And I got to give Devin Booker. But I'm really liking this Sacramento King team. It's really good. It's really good. And I'm excited. So right now we're working around right now. And again, if you're watching right now on Twitch, let me know where you're watching from. All right. I'm about to get my bros in right now. I got to send a little message, because we got an interview and we got to make sure they're there for the interview. Hold on a second. Y'all ready? Uh-huh. Here we go. All right. They're going to come in just a little bit. But yeah, Funk Master Flex, what's going on? Now, this man is Funk Master Flex. I can't wait to have him on the show. They're about to be on. These are some dope brothers. I mean, I love them. I got to do a show with them. I got to chill with them. I got the ball with them. I got the ball with them for the first time, which was actually quite interesting. So they're about to get on right now. All right, cool. All right, and who else is in the chat there on Twitch? Let me know where you're watching from. Here we go. All right, so let's get this interview started in just a second. Now, these two men I'm about to bring on have been crazily just doing so much inspirational work, not only in the Asian community, as I said before, but in the Basque community and the foodie community. They're all over. I mean, they're YouTube sensations. They're true ballers. They know the game. They love the game. And I consider them friends. I got to meet them one time due to a comedian. Maybe you know about Ronnie Chen. Not name dropping. Yeah. But then after that, we became cool. We've done a couple of videos together, and we've just been chill ever since. But before I get started, this is the next segment here in Shots Fired, guest interview. So let's get it going on. So these guys, I said, are the Fung Bros. That is David and Andrew Fung. All right. Now, these Chinese Americans have been absolutely crushing when it comes to the social media era, but also spreading great positivity, giving great education on food, but also showing their love of basketball, balling with a whole bunch of different celebrities from all over the globe. But before we get started on the show, let's get the intro video, because I'm telling you, these guys got skills. Check this out. Mm-hmm.
Bang. Bang.
Stocky shooter. Jameer Nelson.
Do you see that calf power? Do you see the power of the calves? David, those calves might be hard for David to fit into certain pants, but they allow him to shoot from so far.
I gotta give a shout out to Kyle Lowry, Carson Edwards, Raymond Felton, Jameer Nelson,
Jimmer Fredette,
especially in college, all the stocky shooters out there.
Stocky shoot, man. I'm watching your shot and I see those two freaking machine muscles go, and when you shoot, you're actually in midair and then you do another pump and then it's a catch. Where did you learn that move?
Oh man, I would say it's a more exaggerated version of a lot of stocky shooters have it. Like even Kyle Lowry, you see a little bit of that jackknife action. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is about the physics of this body type.
Like, you know, like slimmer shooters like Steph, they gotta like they have a lower set point, so they want to drive that power, right? But David can just up and just launch it.
I hate that because I mean, as a shooter like me, I'm always like at the top, at the literally brim of my height. So when I get to my jump, I'm always at the peak, and that's when I release. You like can come down. So when I try to defend you, by the time I'm thinking I'm gonna block you, I'm coming down, but you're then going. It's like some Kuroko no basketball move. But anyway, y'all, this is Andrew Fung and David Fung. What's going, y'all? How y'all feeling?
What up, Vince?
Thanks for having us, man. And shout out to everybody who's watching. I think there's almost like, you know, there's a few hundred people in here right now. So
from a couple hundred people too, man. I love it.
I mean, thank you. I appreciate you, man. So yeah, we got people all over on TikTok. We got people on YouTube, and we got here on Twitch. But I always ask this to all my guests on, you know, the show. What was the first memory that you can remember when it involved basketball?
Oh man, we had a cousin growing up, and he was actually mixed. He was like half Chinese and half Irish, and he was from Missouri. Yeah. And you know how like they got that like country kind of like, I don't want to say it any other way, like that country white boy, you know, that Austin Reeves of basketball, like from that side. Yeah. And he kind of gave it to us, and he had the broom out and he was like slapping the ball away when he was shooting to kind of get like some of the more, you know, that was our introduction to training.
Yeah, I think once we convinced our dad to get us a little hoop in the backyard. We just had this really small patio, but we had just enough hoop, you know, to shoot like 10-footers straight on. You don't have a side. It's not wide enough on the side, but you can shoot like kind of free throws. I think once we did that, that was cool. That kind of like launched into the whole thing. I think one of my favorite memories at a young age is going back to my elementary, even if it was after school. Like if I was in 5th grade, we'd go back to that elementary and hoop at the outdoor courts. And dude, that was like the basketball culture was very rich for at least those several years. I love it.
Facts, man. Like that. And I'm telling you, both of y'all, well, you're both 80s babies, because I'm an 89 baby. I mean, we got one that's 86 and one that's 89. And I just want to first question is like we got that, you know, great history when you said you guys learned basketball when you guys were like in the 80s, because I gotta admit, that's when NBA to me was like the best. But how do you look at the transition of basketball, how it's evolved, watching 80s, 90s to now? Like, is it, again, arguments towards physicality, but how do you look at like the talent and also like the fouls changing and stuff like that? What's your opinion on that?
I would just say from more of a recreational angle, because we all know how it's changed on a pro level, right? But even that change on the pro level, I feel like you see it the kids are not as much at the park learning how to play anymore.
Yeah.
If you're an elite talent in 2023, you probably were in a gym with a trainer since you were like 5 years old.
Facts, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Your knees have taken very little, I'm sure some, but not that much concrete damage.
Oh man, I mean, I would say, I've been playing pickup basketball for like so many decades of my life. So I think seeing pickup basketball changes, like we went from one era where and one was big, so everybody's trying to shake, and I think that's where a lot of us get the sham god from, and then we try to do the crossover, and then we're doing like even the illegal moves, right?
Yeah.
But hot sauce, AO.
Yeah, from that, obviously we know that era's kind of gone away. Now it's like everybody, I don't want to say in a both bad and good way, like a lot of the kids, they play similar.
Yeah.
In a way that they're actually hyper skilled. They all got the behind the back, the snatch back, they all got the little like, but it does kind of look like similar.
Everybody plays like Emmanuel Quickly, I would say.
Yeah.
Like,
or Bones Highland.
Yeah.
If you look at those two guys, they kind of embody, maybe Shea a little bit too, as Shea Gilchrist, they kind of embody like the new school slim guys, very, very skilled, more skilled than we were, obviously, but also like, I mean, that's how a lot of people play, I would say.
I mean, I think people don't give credit. Like Steve Francis was one of those players, again, that can get you off the dribble and the way he was crossing, I loved from Ray Allen. He was a monster, and people don't realize how deadly he was. Like people know him as shooting, but his younger years, he was doing these moves that we see right now with ease. Behind back and everything.
Would you say Ray Allen was one of the kind of the players like during our era that kind of made like pure shooting cool?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. He had the whole offensive package, right? Low key.
Exactly.
Low key, he could do everything. And it's like, before that, you had Reggie Miller, who was a crazy shooter, but Reggie didn't have all the off the dribble ISO stuff.
And let's be honest, like, we all love Peja Stojakovic, but it wasn't as cool when he was shooting. He was nasty, but I feel like Mike Bibby and like Ray Allen really like made you want to shoot like that.
Maybe like that, and also like they also weren't afraid to do the mid-range. Like they shot the three, but the way they shot, because they were just a walk-in bucket. I mean, even with Penny Hardaway when he was playing with Shaq, I miss those kind of players that, like you said, a full package. They're a three-tier player. They're not just shooting threes that a lot of the players right now are just doing, or going to the basket and trying to do some crazy layup or dunk. Like they knew how to get a bucket, and you're right, absolute inspiration. Like even with Dirk Nowitzki, he was a big man taking it down full court and then just draining it and lacing it, but still going off the dribble and doing reverse layups. So
I think his shot
for sure. Yeah. Like you said, with the spacing nowadays, a lot of coaches, I think the ultra elite players still have that in between, that Devin Booker mid-range game. But a lot of players are really pretty much at the rim, jelly layup or deep long ball three, not even foot on the lineup. We're talking about like 35
feet.
Dude, the jelly layups the kids got nowadays are crazy. You can go to any park and they just
Bruh, like I remember if I did any of those layups, I'll be taking out the game immediately. My coach would be like, nah, bro, it's 2 points. I remember my coach would get mad at me if I dunk. They said 2 points is 2 points. Don't dunk. But now it's getting fancy. Now people want that, and that makes the game even better. But to keep that going, like y'all street ballers, and y'all see a lot of talent over there. I want to know your opinion when it comes to the Asian community, like in the NBA, and also just going on the courts all over the world and country that you guys have been doing. Yeah. Have you seen the love for basketball increase, and also the talent level in the Asian community increase as well?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we were always kind of the type of guys where we were on the high school team, but we were at the end of the bench. But then I would go back to the Asian Church League and try to get 30. So, it was kind of like going overseas, but that was like the Asian Church League. But I was like pretty much just trying to play defense and hopefully get a leak out in the high school, or I would say I have seen it change. As you can see, like you've got the increase of role players at a high level, like a Utah Watanabe, right?
Yep.
He's more of a basketball player. I don't know if he's like a hooper in that sense, but you have kings of the underground in China and this whole street ball world where people are like mixing kung fu with
word.
Like, have you seen that?
Yes.
Where they're literally doing. There's that guy called Soy Sauce, and I'm not even joking. There's that big beefy dude called Soy Sauce, and he's like the #1 player, but he's like humongous. He's like super tall.
What's really interesting is like in China, like since #1 took off back like a decade and a half ago or 2 decades ago, it really stuck in China, and I think I think a lot of kids, they do play 5-on-5 and try to play basketball the right way, but just as much as that is valued, actually street ball is much bigger, and they play a lot of half court, and there's a lot of guys who got some crazy skills. I don't know how they are 5-on-5, right? We'd have to see, but as far as 1-on-1, they have the smoothest spins, they doing crazy layups, and that's really what they value.
I would say especially China and the Philippines, when they do king of the court, it's not 3 dribble rollout. No. It might be like 30 dribble rollout. They want to see the crazy moves.
I will say this: some of the most like oddest or like most interesting basketball related videos I see are coming out of China or Asia in general, because that's a huge market of people that love basketball.
And I will say this: I'm not saying it's better for sure in terms of a competitive level, but they're so free in their mind. Have you seen that video from the Philippines where the dude does a whole somersault?
Yes.
I don't think I ever saw that in the West ever.
No,
they got athletic. All different types of games out there. Like everybody's playing basketball in a way. Like the love for basketball, and exactly like what we're saying. Like I don't know if they always think about it hyper competitively. Like I'm trying to be a global superstar in basketball, but they just love the game. And anything like all the different versions of the game, that's what they love. So I think in America and maybe also in Europe, like I think the 5-on-5 game is very, very valued, and that's why you get great 5-on-5 players, to be honest, right? But
like for example, like somebody like shout out to Hezzy God. I've played against them before in LA, but like Hezzy God, Ryan Carter in America, I have heard real basketball players when they got mad at him be like, "You don't make no money playing this game. You don't make no money playing this game," like when they're like really beefing with each other. Whereas in China, the equivalent of Ryan Carter is almost like existing in a different, like nobody makes money playing the game.
It's play.
Bro, so it's like you can't really diss anybody because that's not even like
insult. It's not.
They're not even thinking like that on the table.
Everybody's on the same thing. And also, shout out to It's Ming Osun. What's up? We're going to be on for about an hour. The Fung Bros going to be here for about another 10 minutes. Shout out to Easy Jackson. They're saying some shots right now. Again, TikTok has one chat, and then we got another chat there on YouTube. What's up, you Scotty? I appreciate you. And also, I was just going to talk about Utah, and you already got the jersey on, Drew. And I was like, how do you like that in the NBA? I mean, right now, we had that crazy explosion with Jeremy Lin and the Linsanity. But now you're starting to see some like this little pockets of talent coming from China.
Like Rui Hachimura, obviously he's half African and half Japanese, but he was raised and trained in Japan.
And also Jordan Clarkson and Clarkson as well, Philippines.
There's a lot of like part Asian people and Asian people. I think it's cool that it's normal to see an Asian role player. They don't have to all have that spark like Jeremy. That's a lot to ask for. And that's a lot to ask for Jeremy, even past Linsanity.
I think Jalen Williams on OKC is part Vietnamese.
Jalen Williams is mother. And then there's some young guys. UCLA got Johnny Juzang.
Jalen Green from the Houston Rockets.
Jalen Green
is
Filipino. Part Filipino.
Jalen Green, I love him. I love him watching play.
It's cool that I think it's going to increase. I think the amount of mixed kids are going to increase. I also think the amount of like just even full Asians are going to increase. Like Yudai Baba was a Japanese point guard. And I got to give a shout out to the Japanese system. They produce a lot of decent point guards.
They did.
Yuta Kabuse back in the day. He kind of torched
Asian guard,
Luke Ridnour on the Sonics, on our Sonic. He torched him for like 15 points. And then, I think you're just going to see it here and there, a little bit more G League, Summer League players. So who knows, I know there's some guys on Ignite. I think Fanbo Tang, he was on the Ignite for a couple seasons, but he's playing in the CBA now. I mean, it's interesting, but you can't compare everybody to Linsanity, especially.
But I'll tell you this, you go to any indoor court in like New York City or LA, or you know what I mean? I'm talking about major metropolitan areas around America. They're gonna have at least one court full of Asians.
Exactly. There's always one of them born, because when I was in China doing a 3x3 event, I was talking to one of the CEOs of the the league, and they said straight up, they did statistics, over 90% of Chinese people love basketball. Over 90%, and that is a 1 billion person market. You're talking about over 90% will watch the NBA, watch any kind of basketball. And as you said, you got these balls out there. It might be a height difference, but they still got skills. And that's what I want to get to the next question. You do a lot of Asian celebrity and community basketball games, and I've seen y'all cooking. Y'all been with celebrities. Is there anyone that you particularly remember that was your favorite, or just some fun memories from those events?
Oh, man, I remember Jeremy Lin did a game with Simu Liu, who was Shang-Chi and Marvel up in Toronto. And that game, to play against Jeremy and then Jeremy Lin's trainer, Josh Fan, that was really fun. I had never got to play actually against another NBA player. I actually grew up with Rodney Stuckey, though, so I remember playing with him in practices all the time. But to play against Jeremy was pretty dope in front of a big crowd.
I got to guard Jeremy on a couple plays, and I know he wasn't trying that hard, obviously, but it was like an honor, you know. And Simu Liu actually can kind of ball. Like, you know, the game looks not the smoothest, but he gets buckets. He was in the celebrity game. He hit the only 4-pointer in that whole game.
So in the NBA All-Star weekend this year.
Yeah, where you're right. You're right.
Game. So I think for us, like, it's just like getting the community together and like seeing everybody and seeing how much that like we can actually throw this game. Like everybody wants to come and play ball. Even a lot of like the female influencers and creators, they want to get in on the game. So I think basketball has been like a uniter for Asian communities, whether you think about Japanese Americans back in the West Coast or Chinese Americans. Obviously, there's tons of like Asian-based leagues out here. It's such a key part, and I think like I think a lot of people don't think about it, but like Asia, like we said, they love basketball for a number of reasons.
Oh, and I think one thing I'll say this about the Asian American community, or the Asian community. I think a lot of times people's like, "Yo, I want to push my kid into swimming, equestrian, fencing, diving, tennis, ping pong, badminton, right? Like something that the kid can go pro in. But you start to realize it's almost impossibly hard to go pro in ping pong too. You know what I'm saying? And if you do miss out on going pro, you're not going to get any of the bro-ish camaraderie that you get from a sport like basketball. So if you're not going to go pro anyway, you might as well not go pro in the thing that's the most fun to not go pro in. Because I don't think swimming, if you don't make it, I'm not dissing it, is that fun if you barely miss the cut.
Yo, I'll tell you, I mean, you know a lot of comedians, and we've all met a lot of athletes of different sports. But a lot of athletes of different sports, their like second favorite sport is basketball.
Exactly. And that's what it is. Like everyone's like, we always talk about how like rappers want to be basketball players, but we know football players want to be basketball players. We know soccer players are real footballers and basketball players.
Everybody wants to pick up that basketball and just put it through the hoop. It's so satisfying. And I think it's a perfect game. We could go on and on about it, I'm sure.
I think it mixes like the individualized aspects of an individual sport with the team aspects, where it's not super team like soccer, but it's not super me. It's like you said, the perfect balance.
Right. Exactly. And really quick, I just see we got about 4,500 people right now in the chat. If you're tuning in right now, you got the Fung Bros right here. These guys are YouTube sensations all over social media. Again, also they're ballers. They also are foodies. I'm about to get questions with that a little bit. But if you are watching, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know you're representing. Are you from the Asian community? Because this is Shots Fired episode 10. And I'm so excited for this conversation now. We're going to get into
You told everybody how you are from the Asian community, or you are part Asian community.
My 25% part Asian community is Chinese. We talked about it in our episode. I come from the Hakka. I got my grandfather thing. I got my great grandfather the thing. But they know, it's so funny you say that. I just got recruited to this dynasty league in the city. So this doctor hit me up randomly, and I was like, "Yo, real quick, I want you to join my basketball team. When can you come?" And I really was like, "Yo, first of all, thank you. 2, I'm looking at him. He's a very successful doctor. I think he's a surgeon. He has like 95,000 followers. I'm like, where did you find me? He was like, "Oh, I'm just on some basketball thing. I found you. Your last name was Chang. Saw some videos. Want you to be my team." Bet. True story. I get to his group chat. He makes a whole group chat. I'm looking at the lineup, bro. First guy, pro NBA for 2 years, NBA trainer. Next guy, 116 followers, Asian basketball sensation. And this goes bing, 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 bing. And I go, why the heck you want me on the team? I'm trash compared to these guys. He's like, "Yo, man, you part of the Asian community. Join us." So it helps a little bit. But
you on the elite Asian professional basketball team in New York City.
Bro, like that's what I'm like. I'm looking at the squad. I'm going, yo, like this is brolic.
What are you guys' practices like? Are you guys like throwing oops and stuff like that? No.
Dude, I haven't met one of them yet. I have not met. They put me on the team without a tryout. I'm like,
are you gonna start? Do you know how much playing time?
I'm probably gonna get like 4 minutes. I'm gonna be like McCollum and just basically get like 3 minutes and then win the dunk contest with the trampoline or something. But I'm excited. But with this right now, shout out to a follow real quick, Jesse Rubin right now in the chat. Again, let me know where y'all watching from. I did have a question because you said straight up like how everyone, no matter what sport you are, they always want to get that basketball and drain the three. I want you guys to put these categories in order, okay? From least to best feeling, okay? Basically, what's best? Landing a great punchline on stage as a comedian, finding a bomb new dish at a restaurant that tastes fire, or crossing someone and draining a step back three in someone's face. In order, like, what do you think is the best in y'all opinions?
Oh man, shoot, I don't want to give a cop-out answer, but the truth is, it would really depend on the context.
Yeah.
Like, is the crossing the person over and the step back in front of a crowd, is that punchline landing at a big show where, there's Comedy Central scouts, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
just answer the question.
He's running for office. I understand. All right, let's do this. Everything is at the top level, as in sold out crowd, Madison Square Garden, you cross somebody up. 5-star Michelin star restaurant, that thing is bomb. And also right now, you just sold out the Barclays Center, like any stand-up comedian.
All right. First of all, I think if this is a scenario.
Well, if I'm going to go to my childhood, I would say crossing them over and hitting the three because, I'm in the league?
Sold out MSG. Yeah, I'll take the crossover. But no, I got to say it. If it's like on a regular day, I think landing the punchline, man, that feels pretty good now because I'm getting old now. I could cross some kid up, some little kid at the park up.
Yeah.
Right? If that's the situation, I could get him.
You can go do that right now.
Right. But to land a punchline, I feel like that feels good, man.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so that's number one for y'all. Then number two would be what? Would it be either be?
I gotta be the crossover.
Oh, it's gotta be the crossover.
Okay, crossover.
I think it's a close 1 and 2. It's close.
They're all great though. If I could have all three things happen every day, that'd be a good life. If you could have that every day, that would be you get your dopamine rush.
And now, I also got to give shout out. Right now, we have it on the left screen here. Asianology, you got it at Sour Mouse. You're getting some great comedians. Thank you so much. I was able to be on the show. I watched the video. I appreciate it. I'll let you go. I'm not going to post it because I think I cursed way too much. I thought I was Samuel L. Jackson. Like that. I was like, God dang. And you guys found like a little bit to post on social media, but right now, Asianology is going crazy. Let me know. You're at 3 right now. How is it feeling to open up the comedy world and with Asian folks and stuff like that?
I would say the one thing that I like about it is that you just know that the way we perceive being Asian is even different than I would say the what has been on the comedy landscape available prior. Because we kind of like we just think whatever we think is funny. I'm not trying to. And that's cool for the other shows, but I'm not trying to get comedians that I think are going to work in a mainstream context.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to craft everybody to fit what like a booker would want for like Laugh Factory. Yeah. I'm just finding what I think is funny. People just say some wild ish that's honest.
Yeah. What I love about it is like, being able to speak to people and going as deep into the culture as you want. And then we also do a little presentation at the end, as you've seen. And that is always fun because that's kind of like a internal, like if you know type presentation where we might say some stuff that we wouldn't say on YouTube. So it is a fun show. You get to be a little bit more, I would say, edgy in person at a stand-up club. There's drinks going around. We're all of age, we can handle it. And that connection that you have in person when you say something kind of harsh, but it's like, with a smile and people get your attention and they see you in person, obviously you can kind of get away with some stuff that you probably can't.
Exactly, man. But before we continue, Man Dime, thank you so much for the raid. Also for the bits. I mean, right now we're hitting about 5,500 people. Again, if you want to know what we're talking about, this is the Fung Bros. This is Shots Fired. We're here every Friday at 6:30 EST. We talk about basketball, but we have great guests like these two. And again, this talked about their show Asianology. Yep, and representing Brooklyn. I'm about to get to the players in just a second, but I want to give this shout out to you. If you are in New York City, follow these guys. They have amazing videos on YouTube, but also a dope comedy show at Sour Mouse. Shout out to Sour Mouse. Beautiful venue. It's in the basement. It's basically like a triad dungeon. I was very scared when I went. I'm not gonna lie. When I went there, I was like, "There's a pool table and there's artwork," but then I see someone disappear in the back, and then another Asian comes out. They don't look alike, which is also scary. But then also the staff is beautiful, and also the drinks are quite delicious. Now I want to get into the playoffs. We're talking about the NBA playoffs because that's what's going on. I have a personal opinion. If the Kings take out the Warriors, they have a chance to win the whole thing. If the Knicks take out the Bucks, but they have to win against the Cavaliers, I think they have a chance to win the whole thing. This is like the most open season of someone taking the finals. I see y'all, Brooklyn Nets fan. What is your opinion when it's coming to this year's playoff run?
I think, like you said, there's a type of parity in the league, right? Because the Warriors have been dominating pretty much, and then the years they get injured, it's somebody else popping up, right?
Yep.
But whether that's, obviously the Bucks or the Raptors and things like that. So I think right now you could say it's anybody's situation, right? But I think if the Bucks can stay healthy, a lot of people would look in that direction, right?
Exactly.
Maybe, because even the Celtics, the year they beat the Bucks, I think Middleton was out.
Exactly.
So if the Bucks are at full strength, and you know how it is in the playoffs, it's always a big if.
Yep.
I don't know. I would, I'd have to say Bucks.
I'm not gonna lie, man, and this is not being a Nets fan, but I don't know about the Knicks. But the Kings, I'll give you that, dude. If they beat the Warriors, that's gonna be, and I think they can still. I mean, it's very up in the air. But statistically, numbers. The statistics is number one seeds have the best chance.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
And it's funny that we don't talk about the Nuggets. I think that's very sad. And what does that mean of what we think of? A lot of people think about the Nuggets, right? But I think Bucks or Celtics coming out of the East again, they're going to go to battle for it. And then in the West, I think the West is even more wide open than the East, in my opinion.
It is, and the Bubble Murray is back. I was a big Jamal Murray when he was balling, and he showed out the last game. And Joker is incredible, to watch him play. But
right. You said Jamal basically turned into Dame.
Turning to Dame for sure. I mean, Dame time, but Jamal had that grit in the bubble during the pandemic, and we saw that college Jamal Murray come out in the NBA. And I think for some reason something turned on, because we don't talk about the Nuggets like that, because we're really looking at these upsets. I mean, I personally, again, with all the craziness going on, I thought Ja Morant would have a chance taking, the Grizzlies to the next level. But then that dunk he had with his hand going, I mean, he needs an Asian chiropractor. I think you guys have someone that can
acupuncture right now.
Just all in their hands and everything like that.
Reflexology.
That's true. And again, like we said, man, injuries, it's almost like a war of attrition. Who can stay the healthiest? Out of almost 6 teams, 5 teams, if the healthiest is just going to win.
Do you feel like this year it's almost more about offense than it is about defense? Because if the Kings go and the Nuggets go, they're both not great defensive teams.
That's true. But what we saw from Joel Embiid in the 76ers with that game-saving block, defense is key. I mean, you're going to have high-scoring games, but I think if these teams, again, like you said, if they're offensive, they can just switch it on this because they're just being lazy. I personally think anyone can defend in the NBA, but they're so worried about the stats, they're not taking that extra effort to be on defense. If they do that, that's going to be the difference between a championship and not, because you already know everybody can score. We just talked about before. Everyone's shooting from 35 feet. I mean, Dame Lillard had his interview, and he said straight up, the only reason why I'm shooting from the logo was because that was the only open shot I had. People were trapping him as soon as he got on top of the key. So he said, if I take 3 steps back and I can make this, why not? But now people got to start defending. I mean, DiVincenzo's crazy crossover, which I think was a carry. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was a crazy, but as you see with them crossovers there, you got people trying to defend like that. That should be through the whole game. But I see what you're saying. It's going to be more offense in the sense of it's going to be just shooting out. But I think the team that hacks into the defense, that's going to be the one that's going to take it. That's my personal
It's almost I would say a lot of the games feel like they're determined by who's really hitting their shot. I mean, who's just making their shots.
Who's hitting the deep 30-plus footers, right?
Exactly, right.
The Lakers just they lost the other night, and they just couldn't make a 3 in the last 3 minutes. No, they could not hit a 3, and it was almost I know that they need a 3 to stay, because the 3 kind of symbolizes that's part of a run. Because it's hard to make a whole run of only 2s. You need to
and you know what I think is like really interesting is a player like Pat Connaughton, to your point, who's willing to do all the little ugly things and fight through the screens and need people and get need on defense. If he can hit a 35-foot bomb, now Pat Connaughton is the guy who's getting no defender sent at him. Now he can drop 20 a game because he's getting no pressure on him yet.
Exactly. But on the flip side, I mean, like Looney is also that player who would do the dirty work. But I want to talk about on the Heat, and I messed up. I thought he was still on the Bulls. But the Heat, Jimmy Butler is also a star that will give you 20, 30 points, but then also take the number one player on the opposite team and try to shut him down. And that's what you get as a superstar. And again, I see what you're saying, but if that any team just says, you know what, it's time for us to crack down, start defending, and prevent these kids from scoring, get in their heads, then I think that's going to take it. Well, this has been a crazy interview. I know I could hold you guys for about an hour straight, but I got to shout out some people. Fawaz, thank you so much. I see you talk about Kyrie. We got about 1,500 people there on TikTok. We got about, I think, 5,700 people watching right now. I want y'all to also take a shout out to this. I see y'all became basically like anime characters. I found this picture. This was dope. Everybody knows I'm a huge anime fan. Is there any projects that you're working on right now that you want to shout out to get people to see and be a part of?
Oh, we got a chili oil called Smala Drop It. If some people who know about Chinese food, they know about mala oil, which is like this like mouth-numbing thing from Sichuan. We got Smala Drop It.
So that's gonna be something you can order off the internet in hopefully a month from now.
Okay.
We will start pushing it. So please,
it's gonna be a mix. It's gonna be a mixture of like
it's good
Chinese Sichuan chili oil with some more Italian, Greek. You never really see fusion before, and it's not going to be too intense because some people, they don't want the peppercorns numbing up their mouth. Check out just to show you it's real. Hold on.
Okay, it's gonna show me it's real. It's gonna show me it's real. Yo, I love spice. I love the flavor. And also when your brother gets back, I actually did something before you guys got here. Oh, it's like we're gonna see the okay. This is what we're working with.
So this is not the label. These are the by the way, testers,
production samples.
But just to show you that it's really in production, we really got it. Okay. So we got the whole.
This is gonna taste incredible on any sort of pasta, noodle dish. Anything creamy, you can make aiolis out of it.
But aside from that, obviously still the YouTube channel talking about and giving our commentary on a lot of different topics and news and just trying to have like hard conversations, but in a fun way. And then we're doing the live comedy in New York. So we're doing something live. We're going to be selling a product online, and then we're still doing YouTube videos always. And,
gotcha. Ariel just said the players have been excited to watch this season. Absolutely. And again, if you are watching, this is a live show. We do not ignore the YouTubers in the sense of the streamers. We don't ignore the people on TikTok. We don't ignore anyone on Twitch. If you want to be a part of the conversation, don't be afraid to say something. But I did want to say this to y'all. I was looking for Fung Bro merch, and I finally found some Fung Bro merch. And my boy right there, check out these guys right now. I know some old school stuff. I saw some funny things, and I always will do this for anyone, the people that come on the show. I always want to show support. You coming on the show, I appreciate it. So what I did was that I got myself a hoodie and also your Asian Jumpman that's going to be on the back. It's going to be coming today. I just think that's the evidence right there. I can't wait to rock it, man. Of course,
VC. VC.
Yes, sir. But yo, thank y'all for this. I got 2 more segments to do, but everyone here, follow these guys as immediately as possible. Like right now, I see this is Andrew and David Fung. You can see them on the Fung Bros page on Instagram, also on YouTube, and also they got their own pages. They're doing fantastic work. It was an honor to have you on the show. Hope you guys have you again, and hope you have a good day, man.
It's always fun to talk about the NBA, man. We used to do a lot more content about the NBA, but we still like to talk about it. We still any chance I get, man. So love.
One last thing. I know I did this crazy like exit, but now I have one more question because we're about to hit 7,000 people. And I think people will actually love this. How do y'all feel about the refs coming out with the ejections and also letting things slide and also the physicality that's going on? Draymond stepping on people like he's ludicrous and stand up, and then you got people kicking people in the nuts, but then some people accidentally hit people in the nuts. Are you think the refs now are being favoritism to people, or it's just like they're just being sensitive and want to control the game?
I definitely think that the refs got so much stuff going on and they're trying to stay impartial. because obviously that's their job. I don't believe all the NBA is rigged for gambling and FanDuel and all this stuff, all these conspiracy theories. I don't buy that. I think that if that got exposed, it would unravel everything. So that's why I don't think it's true.
Yeah.
But I will say this. There's like a lot of younger refs in the league now, and all the old guys that actually had good respect with the players, like, you know, KG and stuff like that, they're all gone and retired now. So I don't know who is like the backbone that's structuring like overarching like playoff philosophies. Because you have some series where they're calling ticky-tack, some series where they're letting things go, but then they feel like they let it go too much, where the players are fighting, and then Sabonis is grabbing his leg, and then Dre stomps him, and it makes it this big WWE thing, and then now they're throwing out all the, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like people who's not having their own backbone, so now they're so reactive to the way the crowd is, to the way the social media is, to the way the media is.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas like, you need to have your own backbone, and that comes from the veteran refs to like, be like, yo, all the other people, the media's doing this, we here, but they being like swayed too much.
I got you.
I mean, overall, I do think the officiating is weird. It's hard for me to accuse them of anything in particular, but as long as it's weird for everybody. But ultimately, I don't love the ejections that are so quick. You know, I like some lead up to it, some hard. I think there's a lot of good hard common fouls. Like, I'm cool with giving out fouls, the common fouls, but I think when it gets to, I don't like it when something happens and then they gotta review everything for like 5 minutes and then and then they bump it up.
For example, like, you know how they like kicked Harden out of the game?
Exactly.
Because they felt like they missed ejecting Embiid early, right? But the reason that they didn't eject Embiid early is because the kick missed. But also they know you kick out an MVP in the first quarter, you're shifting the entire complexion of the game. You're extending the series. You're potentially changing all the cards. So they're like overthinking it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think
they're trying to make up for it.
And that's what makes the game right now, to me, harder, because there's so many other people in people's ears because of social media, and everybody has a microphone. Like before, back in the 80s and 90s, the ref called the foul. That's it. But also there was a lot more physicality. People were getting punched in the face and still staying on the court. Like, dudes are bleeding, going, all right, cool, good foul. And this day and age is like, yo, man, come on.
I think you're seeing a new crop of NBA players and a new crop of refs.
Yeah.
So I think they haven't had a lot of time to gel. Like we said, there's no real super old refs right now.
Who can set the tone?
Who was the old short bald guy that used to he retired like 5 years ago.
Oh.
He was, you know, I forgot the little dude that was the ref. Like he was super old. You know what I mean? And anyways, I felt like he really set the tone. I forgot his name, but like I think it's just the next generation, and they're just kind of merging. So I think it's kind of wonky. So I guess.
And you know what I mean? Like, some of the young refs, they're sensitive, and some of the young refs get punked. And then some of them, they get punked 3 times in a row, and then they're like, oh, I'm getting punked as a ref. Let me do a makeup call and over punish the next time they try to punk you.
Exactly.
And it's like, man, that wouldn't even have happened if you would have actually cut the head off of the dragon earlier. You know, you wouldn't feel like you get picked up and need to make these frustrations.
My overall take is like on the kicks and the stomps, I think that those need to be punished. But taunting, I think they need to let a little bit more taunting go.
Let it go.
I think the taunting.
Yeah,
don't just tee them up so quick. But yeah, I mean, stepping on people, that's wrong. That's wrong. But man, let them flex. Like when Nick Claxton got ejected for that was crazy.
Nah, that's good, man. But yo, this is shot five.
I think also we have to understand that at a time there is so much media and talk that it's always easy to pick everything apart. We all still love the NBA. If we could go to an NBA playoff game right now, we would all go. We would all enjoy it, despite what the refs did. But yes, I think, you know, everybody has their complaints. So
gotcha, man. Yo, appreciate
people getting mad at the refs for messing up their parlay. I mean, that's 2023.
That's true. People getting mad at players. I lost $1,000 because it's like, come on, man.
Bro, gambling's gambling.
It's like your team won. They won by too much, and you took the under, and now you're mad at your own team for winning, even though you wanted them to.
Bro, don't get me started. I lost $800 in literally 4 seconds because I did a over/under 0.5 point difference because Damian Lillard hit both free throws at the end of the game when he was going to lose. So I don't gamble anymore. Like, that's what I don't do. anymore. Like, you want 0.5 points and I lose $800 within 3 minutes? Nah, bro, I'm good. But
hey, it's like you can either make $8,000 or just go to zero.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not doing that no more. But if y'all could just do something real quick for me, just say, yo, this is Shots Fired. It's the Fung Bros, and just think of that. If you guys could say that, that'll be dope.
All right, you guys. Yo, huge shout out to Vince Chang. You're watching Shots Fired. This is the Fung Bros.
All right, we out. Peace.
Appreciate y'all. Have a good one, man. Thank you. Man, oh man, when I say that's one of the best interviews we ever had, that's one of the best interviews we ever had. What's going on, Ariel? I see you in the chat, and I see everyone else going on. Yo, Warriors or Kings? Keju, I literally just said this before, and this is on TikTok. I'm going for the Kings. The thing is that if the Kings take out the Golden State Warriors, they have a chance to win the whole thing. De'Aaron Fox has been absolutely amazing. You got the leading rebounder in the NBA league in Sabonis. So, woo! And you got to give to the point guard Malik Monk and also the unanimously coach of the year that we just talked about here in Shots Fired, Mike Brown. But before we get to the next segment, because now we still got 3 more segments, shout out to my man, Sasha. I'm keeping him up in France. Missy, I'm sorry. Really quick, give it up to the Fung Bros. Again, follow these men. Okay, Andrew Fung, David Fung, thank you so much for coming on the show. It was an honor to talk basketball. We talked for a minute. Hey, what's going on, Abu? But yeah, Key General, as I said, I'm going for the Kings, and I see my man, Scotty Elite, following my people. Okay, without further ado, Imagine says the Kings are losing. I don't think so. But let's get to the next segment here in Shots Fired. After the guest interview, you know we're here on Twitch, and the one thing we like is our video games. And this is our NBA 2K segment. So let's go on, baby. All right, now, NBA 2K, as you know, has a whole bunch of amazing gamers that play from all over the world. That's why I say when we start the show, my gamers and ballers. And if your gamers and ballers want to be here, we're going to have some fun. Shout out for the follow. Give it up to the one and only Imagine. Also, Zul, I appreciate the follow. Thank you guys so much. And Mandy says Nuggets all day. So right here, my producer gave me the 10 most humiliating moments in NBA 2K. Let's see it because I didn't watch these yet. Let's check it out together. Let's see what's most humiliating. All right, this man coming down the court. All right, okay, that boy. See what he got? Okay, off. He gets it up and then damn! I'm sorry. If that happened in real life, you should get your forehead washed because you got some juice on it. That's not good. That was hard. All right, cool. Now, again, coming back, number 9. Here we go. We got rebound. All right, cool. Coming. Oh, nice steal. Loose ball. Diving. No way. And shooting from. I didn't know you could do that in NBA 2K. And you went on. Oh, and a 22-2. Oh, that's terrible. That's company. That's disgusting. That's good. Yo, my NBA 2K balls. What's up? Who I think is going to win the whole thing, Abu? I personally think, and again, we're watching the most disgusting things on, oh, that's a crazy dunk. Abu, I personally think the Kings have a shot if the Knicks take out the Cavs and take out the Bucks. Again, I think they're going to win it. We don't talk about the Nuggets enough because, Jamal Murray and Joker, they're absolutely amazing. But I personally think I'm going for the Warriors to win. Not Warriors. The Kings beating the Warriors. If they do that, then they'll win the whole thing. I really think the Kings are going to make history getting the Coach of the Year, the Clutch Player of the Year in De'Aaron Fox, and then also an NBA championship. Who do you think is going to win, Abu? But anyway, right now we're at number 6. Thank you so much, Jason, for the love and the follow. And if you're liking the show, press that follow button, press that subscribe button. It's free. Boom! In the Cowboys. Oh my God, LeBarn James going down the lane. Bam! In your face. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That was horrible. Number 5. Okay, let me see what happens. Number 5. Crossing over here. ISO shooter. Takes it out. Oh, you better call your mama because that is terrible. I want Miami Heat to win, so you a Jimmy Butler fan. All right, Jimmy Butler, I like Jimmy Buckets. Is absolutely dope. They have a chance to win as well. Number 4 right now in the NBA 2K most humiliating plays. 10 times. Oh, behind the back alley-oop, praying to the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Oh my God. Make sure you have your sermon and your blessing because our assist right there came from above. All right, here we go. I have a hard time timing the release on NBA 2K23. 22, I'm better at NBA 2K. I think so too when it comes to different games because everything becomes more sensitive because they're trying to make it that was disgusting. Trying to make it, as realistic as they can, which you gotta give credit's due because some, engineers are fantastic. Again, you're watching Shots Fired, your man Vince Chang, and we're watching the 10 most humiliating plays on NBA 2K. Oh, that's somebody's shit. And he got wrecked. Oh, that was a good pun. Yes. That was off the dome. That's someone's shit. He got wrecked. I was happy. Anyway, Teeny right now is number 1. Oh, broke his ankles going down the lane on his friend. You say he's just a friend? No, because he's dead. No, that doesn't go. But yeah, shout out promotion. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Are absolutely awesome. Oh man. Yo, again, if you're watching and you're liking the show, press that follow button, press that like button. It's your man Vince Chang. This is Shots Fired, sponsored and powered by FIBA, and also give it the Jelly Smack. And shout out to my man Buckets Buenos. He's nailing me right now. We got about 5 to 6 more minutes left in the show. I know he wants a nap. I love you, bro. I love you. But anyway. I love him. I don't know if Dallas Mavericks are taking it. Abu says on TikTok, and we're going on different places. We're on TikTok, we're on Twitter, we're on Twitch. Matter of fact, before we get to our next segment, let me check the Twitter feed because I rarely go there. And let's see what's going on the Twitter feed. No, I don't see them live on Twitter. Oh, never mind. We're going right back to TikTok. TikTok is where I'm home. TikTok. Okay, hi TikTok. Okay, so anyway, like I said, we're on different places. Follow FIBA on all different social media channels. FIBA. LOUS. No, I was going to do that. But anyway, we got another story here. It's called the FIBA story, in which we take a FIBA story and we educate you on some kind of basketball. So right here, Shots Fired. Let's see the FIBA story. Bang. Fez Gaming, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate the love. Let me know where y'all watching from. This is a live show. Some of this stuff is a little bit scripted, but everything is off the dome. So we got to make sure that we're having a good time and make sure you guys are involved. But again, I see you Dominicans. Que lo que? Que lo que, papi? How you doing? I see you right there. TikTok's going crazy. Okay, anyway, right here. This is our FIBA story, and we're going to talk about the FIBA World Cup of 1986. All right, let's check it out right now. Now, this is one of the most important tournaments in FIBA history. In 1986, the FIBA World Cup in Spain was synonymous with change. The tournament grew from 13 teams in 1982 to 24 and was held in Western Europe for the first time. 7 of the first 9 editions have been held in the Americas, 1 in the Southeast Asia and 1 in Central Europe. The U.S. finally lived up to its potential, winning all its games, but was unable to avenge the 1982 loss in the final against the USRR. At this point, the U.S. team was loaded with upcoming stars. And I just showed right there, there's a lot of great balls that came from there. And the one thing I do love is that we had some great guys represented in the USA, and we know we have that dream team, but then we had David Robinson, who was 6 years to be part of the dream team in Barcelona. And then also we had someone, called the Jet, Kenny Smith and Steve Kerr. We had Sean Elliott, and also we had Brian Shaw. Now, these talented players crowned the NBA champions during their careers, but also represented US in Spain. And I also want to talk about somebody, the one and only, you can't even see him because I'm blocking him, but he's coming up one more time, Muggsy Bogues, the 5'3" pocket point guard that quickly won the hearts of the fans in Spain. They nicknamed him La Chitza Negra, which I didn't know that was good, but it's called the Black Spark, which is dope for his determination and tireless effort. And I kid you not, I absolutely love it. Now, let's go back to the history. In the ranks of the USSR, there was a legendary called Arvydas Sabonis, yes, the father of Domantas Sabonis, a giant interior, and many observers imagine become the best basketball player in the world. Now, Brazil, USRR, USA, and Yugoslavia were the 4 teams that reached the semifinals. And also, in one of the semifinals, there was an unexpected turnaround. Okay, the USRR was down 9 points to Yugoslavia. Then they scored 3 jump shots to tie the game, 85-85, forcing overtime. Sabonis, we just talked about him, played the role of the detonator by scoring the first of that series and its 4th of the game for the Soviets, which eventually won 91-90, which was insane. And then another semifinal, the USA defeated Brazil in a wide margin, 96-80. During the final, the USA were hot. Within 8 minutes left in the game, the Soviets seemed very close to leaving the Paseo de Deportes, but at that point, the Americans were comfortably in control, 78-60. But led to an inevitable Sabonis, as we talked to this man's crazy. I mean, his kid is doing his thing too. Very skillful. Vladimiris Komechus defending the world champions, managed to cut the gap to a single basket with 50 seconds left in the game, which is insane. It's kind of like talking about Goku and Gohan, which I love watching, which is absolutely incredible because I'm like, yo, that's insane. But anyway, talk about, the USSR. They actually can ball. I mean, we're going to shout right now. You know what's going on, but hey, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but the thing with that, Kenny Smith, nicknamed the Jet, scored a layup over Sabonis with 15 seconds left to give the USA an 87-83 lead. And then the USA managed to perfectly the last moments of the game the first time since 1954, and the USA won the FIBA World Cup. And 1986 finally was revenge of one of the 4 years when the USA had beaten the USA in the finals in 1982. But right here in the World Cup was 95-94. Oh man. Thank you so much for the follows. Guppy, I feel you. Young Thug Jack, thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. If you're liking the show, press that follow button and press that subscribe button if you want. But it's your man, Vince Chang. We try to do this show every week, either Wednesday or Friday at 6:30 EST, in which we get someone that's talented beyond belief. Then we talk about what's breaking news in the NBA or the NCAA or anything when it comes to basketball. We get a great guest, and we got a bunch of them from the season. And also talk about NBA 2K, do a FIBA story, and also we take it worldwide. This last segment, we're going worldwide, and in honor of the World Cup, we got to talk about the draw. So right here, and right shots fired, worldwide court. Let's check it out. Now, we're going to talk about the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2023 because right now the draw is happening in a couple of days. Let's bring up the article because right now it is beautiful to watch. Right now I'm watching, as you see, the drawing seed. We got 32 teams ready to go at it, and I can't wait to see who's going to play who. Now, shout out to JSP09. Thank you so much for coming on. All right, here we go. But here we go. As you can see, we got the Philippines and everybody coming in, and these are all the teams. Now, let's break it down to teams right now. Japan, all right, is going to be dope, but then we got the Philippines which they're hosting it. Now, the FIBA Basketball World Cup is only a few months away, with the last window of qualifiers recently wrapped up all the qualification spots for the World Cup and have been confirmed by 32 teams. Meet those teams in which are competing for the Naismith Trophy later this year on the 25th of August to September 10th in the Philippines, Japan, and Indonesia. Also, shout out to having 3 Asian countries come together. As you see, the Philippines is one. They're doing a thing on the world stage, 6th, second all-time national in 1978. And then right after the Philippines, we're going to scroll down. We got Japan, which is going to be good. I mean, they're welcoming the Fans Cup in 2006, and the Japanese are making the 6th appearance in the global event, participating in back-to-back events for the first time since 1963 and 1967. And also, we have Angola, which on a global stage for the 9th time is the 10th World Editions, including the last 6, locking up their spot in the final window. I'm so excited. This African country, which is ranked 41st in the world, as an 18th of November, has twice advanced to the first round. It's funny when FIBA posts the pots of the pots for the final draw, and the Philippines were panicking. Yeah, they were panicking a little bit. And also, Rasa and Lebanon, we're going to get there. All right, next, we got Australia. Australia qualified for the World Cup for the 5th straight time, and we're making a 13th appearance in the last 14 events, missing out only in 2002. Now, I'm going to talk this other place called Brazil, or the Brazil. Now, Brazil, one of the 2 countries to qualify of the 19 World Cups along with the USA after the South Americans locked up their spot in 2023 in the finals. Game Brazil ranked 13th in the world and also are 2-time champions, 1959 and 1963. Now we have Canada. Got the Maple Leafs were locked up back-to-back World Cup showings for the first time since playing in the 9th straight event in 1970 and 2002. It'll be their 15th appearance on the global stage, and they will be number 15 team. Great, best showing. And then we got Cape Verde. Really excited for them. They'll be taking the big stage this summer for the first time ever, coming up for securing their spot in Africa in the final windows. Wakanda forever. Cape Verde were ranked 66 in the world and the 18th of November 2002, and they played 7 FIBA Afro baskets. Now, we're almost done. Again, there's 32 teams. China, Nihama, Shisheni, thank you very much. I'm Chinese, I can say that. Anyway, China's back in the World Cup, 10th time, including the 5th season since the last edition, and hosts the 2019 ranked 27th world. Finished 8th in 1994 World Cup. China won both games in November 22. Now, Côte d'Ivoire. I'm definitely pronounced that right. I'm not too sure, but I know my French know how to do it. They returned to the World Cup for the 5th time, secured the back-to-back berths for the 2nd time, following 1986 and 1990. The Africans, who are ranked 43rd in the world, are now made 3 of the last 4 editions, top of the 13th place in 1986 and 1990. Now, Dominican Republic. Everybody good? With my Dominicans, we got you fake Dominicans in there. Look, I love my mango. I love my pasa casa que queso. And Big Papi. No, I'm sorry. Anyway, Dominican clinched a spot in the World Cup in the final game, returning to the FIBA flagship for the 3rd straight edition and 4th overall. Dominicans are ranked 25th in the world and also won 2 games and got 13th in 2014, picked up 2 wins in the first round in 2019, advanced the 2nd round, and ended up in 16th place. Egypt, I was in Egypt. Cairo was absolutely beautiful. They will embark on their 6th trip to the World Cup and secure a ticket to Asia and final window of the African qualifiers and number 55 team in the world. And they missed out on 2019 and the World Cup in 2014 before the North of Africans have been absent since 1994. Then we have Finland, very clean country, very cool. I don't know how aggressive they're going to be, but they were the first team to qualify for the European qualifiers in 2022 of August, with that window making their return in the World Cup after missing out in 2019. The Finns ranked 24th in the world. Then France, I know my man Sasha's Buckets Wangos is really excited for this because they'll be heading to the World Cup for the 5th straight time and third, and they finished 3rd in the last 2 events. Their best results thus far, and the world's 5th ranked team will definitely go on the podium again with the 9th overall appearance, which is insane. France, many teams, 2023 World Cup in 2022. Cool. Then we got Georgia. All right, we're almost done with this. They're coming the first time, locking up their spot in the final against European qualifiers of the Eastern Europeans, ranked 32. Now, next, after Georgia, and I'm so excited for them because they're going to play in the world stage, we have Germany that were competing in the World Cup for the 5th time, the 6th edition, missing out in 2014. Germans ranked 11th in the world, grabbed 3rd place in 2022, but finished worst ever 18th in 2019. 3rd place finishers from the FIBA Euro Basketball 2022. Then we have the beautiful country of Greece. I got to visit them. They were back for their 5th straight World Cup, but Hellas have failed to reach the quarterfinals and the last 2 months runner-ups in 2006. But it's been a 9th appearance for Greece, and then ranked 9th in the world of having 2 4th-place showings in 1994 and 1998. Greece spurred their spot in Asia next summer during November 2022 window. Okay, Iran have become a regular on the global stage. They were playing the World Cup for the 4th straight time, and that secured their spot in 2023 showcase in the final game. Iran has hoping to advance for the first round for the first time. And Iran, who are ranked 20th in the world, collected both wins 2010, 2014, and grabbed 2 victories, 2019 and finished 23rd. All right, Italy, buongiorno, my Italianos, secured back-to-back berths in the World Cup since 1986 and 1990, and it will be Italians' 10th appearance global stage, where they took 4th place in 1970 and 1998, and the Italian qualified for the World Cup in 2022, November. Boom. All right, almost done. Jordan. Got that. Not Michael Jordan. We're talking about the country. And also Sea Air. Great movie. Jordan right there said secured the spot on the world stage for the 3rd time, including back-to-back editions. The Asians, who ranked 34th in the world, locked there in their 2023 World Cup, which is amazing. Latvia, love my Latvians. Shout out to my man Batman, Klaus Lasmanis. So far, the only nation that will be making their World Cup debut in 2023. And the Northern Europeans locked their first ticket to the global spectacle during 2022 of November. The history was made just months after Latvia ranked 29th in the world. Then also we got people from Lebanon in the chat. All right, represent. Lebanon, we celebrate their first appearance at World Cup since 2010 and the 4th overall in 2010 will be the last straight years for Cedars. They ranked 42nd in the world, finished 16th in the world. And also, we got Lithuania, having become regulars in the World Cup, 7 editions in Northern, finished 3rd, 2010, 2014. Lithuania, who were ranked 8th, will solidify their 6th overall World Cup ticket in 2022. Mexico, 2019 World Cup, locked it up. The Mexicans ranked 31st in the world, and we're playing their 6th World Cup, and they played 3 straight World Cups in 1959 to 1967, then again in 1974. They waited 40 years to come back in 2014 and grab 2 wins. Now let's keep it going. We got a couple more teams. All right. After that, Mexico is absolutely dope, but following that, we got the one and only Montenegro. Now, Montenegro hadn't made it to 2 for 2 of the Balkan nation who qualified in the 2nd straight World Cup. Picking up the ticket in the final game. Montenegro, who ranked 18th in the world. I mean, lost 3 games in the first round in 2019 before knocking off Japan, but then also winning 25th tournament, which is crazy. New Zealand, we talked about Stephen Adams a couple of times, reached the World Cup and the 6th straight, Sarah and the Tall Blacks We'll rank 26 in the world, famously finished in 2022, and also they failed to reach the quarterfinals, but New Zealand qualified 2023 despite losing twice. Puerto Rico, having become the regulars on the global stage, qualified for the 15th World Cup in 10 straight. The Puerto Ricans, who ranked 21st, my favorite number in the world, locked up their ticket in 2023 at the final game, and their best finish came in 1990 when they reached the semifinals, losing to the Soviet Union and then to the United States, 107-105 overtime, third place game. Now, Serbia made sure they had to say who wins the 2023 World Cup trophy. They qualified for the Asia, and also they world number 6. They were the 6th team appearing in the 5th edition under the Serbian flag. Finished second in 2014, leaving Turkey in 2010, which was insane. Thank you guys so much for the follows. Appreciate y'all, and also appreciate you guys there on TikTok. All right, then we got Slovenia coming out in 2017, 2019 World Cup by locking up their ticket during the November 2002 window. Slovenia's 7th ranked in the team, 7th ranked team in the world, reached the World Cup quarterfinals 2010 and 2014. South Sudan are ready to take a global stage. One of the youngest federations in the world. Debut. You go South Sudan. Has been one of the quickest rising nations in basketball world and jumped all the way over from 63. They locked their spot in Asia this summer in the final windows of the African qualifiers. Then we got rolling down. Spain, reigning champions, will be back to defend their crown, and then their 13th time, 11th in a row, which is crazy because they've been in the World Cup a lot. Recently overtook the United States as the number 1 team in the world, and they reached the quarterfinals in the last 6 editions, and then only 2 medals in the 2006 and 2019. Dope. Then we got USA. That's where we at. Never missed out on the World Cup, reaching 19 straight tournament. And the Americans, who ranked 2nd in the world, secured their spot, Asia. And this game, which is, oh my God, I don't think I could pronounce that word. I think penultimate, which, again, I just didn't want to try. United States have won 5 titles, including 2010, 2014. Don't forget, the World Cup happens every 4 years. Venezuela have booked their back-to-back World Cup appearances in second time, 2022, 2026, and will be with the FIBA flagship event at the time. Venezuela, who ranked 17th in the world, they grabbed 2 wins in the first round of 2019. And I think we got all the teams. Wow, we got through 32 teams, and that was absolutely dope. And as you see, on April 29th at 1930 Philippines time, we're going to have the drawing. We're going to see who is facing who. This is going to be a great FIBA World Cup. We got a lot of talented individuals. I wonder who's playing for who. I mean, right now with the NBA playoffs, it's going to be, should be almost not done by then, but who's not in the NBA playoffs will be going back to their country represented, most likely. So we'll see who's definitely going to take that World Cup spot. All right. Wow. This is probably our longest show we've ever done. All right. This is dope. I want to right now shout out to everybody giving those follows. Thank everyone that's been here on Twitch, who participated. Again, press that follow button. Also, press that like button. If you want to subscribe, it'd be great for the channel. Again, we're trying to make sure we do this every week, either Wednesday or Friday at 6:30 EST. Follow the FIBA page or follow me, Vince Chang 21. I'll be doing updates every time we have a show. It'll be in my story. Thank y'all so much on TikTok. All right. Hitting up 1,500 likes. Thank you so much. I mean, people want Miami Heat to win. I mean, shout out to Abu. Shout out to Fawa. Also, it's Mingo Sun and Easy Jackson. Thank you so much. And also, all right, here we go. Right here, we got Yusketi Elite always there talking about Carmelo Anthony will be there for the draw. He is an ambassador of 2000. Yeah, he became the ambassador, which is absolutely dope. He is absolutely amazing. I see. We want to know that. We want to know that. But I'm so impressed to have Carmelo. We did have a special segment on him, being an ambassador of FIBA, and it's beautiful. Yo, Elite, I got to get you some gear because you've been absolutely loyal to the show. You come every time. Come to the show every single time, and it's. I love you. Thank you. All right. But also, thank you so much, Connor. And also, shout out to man BMW, Raz Bardos, also Young Thug and Guppy. I think we got a new fan in Arlo. I thank you so much. And Imagine, thank you so much for the love and also the raid from Mandime 819. Now, this is your man. Oh, King Lito, you came late, man. You came late. We're about to end the show. We've been here for an hour and a half. All right. My man Buckets Blaze got to get some sleep. All right. If you want some Shots Fired gear. Let me know. Send me a DM. We can get you a hoodie. I'll let you know exactly where we're selling them. And also, shout out to the one and only Will Hartzell. AKA LeBarn James or Kevin Durant. We had a great segment about you. And also, congratulations to unanimous Coach of the Year, Mike Brown from the Sacramento Kings. And also the Clutch Player of the Year from De'Aaron Fox. Big love, big shout out, shishini to my brothers, the Fung Bros, Andrew and David Fung, coming up having this dope interview. You're going to check it out later on YouTube if you're a fan, which is absolutely dope. And then also give it up to my NBA 2K players, making so much great content. The FIBA World Cup 1986 was a great history. And then be excited for the FIBA World Cup drawing that's happening in a couple of days. Now, just in time to say bye, King Lito, I'm sorry, baby. We got to go. We've been having a great time, and it's time for us to wrap up the show. This right here was episode 10 of Shots Fired, season 2, with your man, Vince Chang. Shout out to FIBA. Follow them on all different social media content when it comes to Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and also Facebook. Also, give a shout out to Jelly Smack, team out there, Thomas and Billion. Give me so much great content, and thank you so much to Twitch putting us on our front page. But anyway, that's it for this show. Again, follow us for the next one. We should be back next week at 6:30 EST Friday, and that date is going to be on the 28th. I think we're on the 28th. Let me make sure. Nope, I can't check that. I'll let you know. Yep, should be the 28th. Yeah, because right now, as long as I'm not traveling. Yep, 28th. That's when we're coming back. Anyway, I'm your man, Vince Chang. This has been dope. Thank y'all for coming on Shots Fired. See you next week. Peace.